Hi everyone, today I've got a secondhand book haul for you. I already filmed this video once earlier today, but I didn't like how it turned out, so this is take two. And today I was lucky enough to find a bit of a grail, a book that I never thought that I would own, one that you can't buy anymore. So stay tuned to find out what that is. We're on the couch today. Maybe this will be a better filming location. Let me know if you think this is a better location to film than my table with that chaotic brown messy bookcase in the background. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this is a secondhand book haul, and I got all of these books for $100 exactly, I reckon. Also, let's show off this Crescent City Sarah J. Maas bag that I got from pre-ordering the latest Crescent City book, which just came out. I think it's House of Flame and Blood, I think. But anyway, let's get into it. So I bought a bunch of books in the Morganville Vampires series, which is about a town that is secretly run by vampires, and this university student named Claire, she gets trapped there, not knowing that it's run by vampires, and once you're there you can't get out. So the first one we have is Last Breath. Oops. So the first one we have is Last Breath by Rachel Kane, which is book 11 in the Morganville Vampire series. Next we have The Odd Sisters by Serena Valentino. This is in a series about Disney villains, and it's a bit of a weird series. There are these like witches that are kind of doing stuff behind the scenes. It's a bit strange, but I've read a couple of books in the series, so there you go. Next we have Morganville Vampires book 14, which is called Fall of Night by Rachel Kane. We have Conferenceville by Frank Morehouse. I think this is about a bunch of people who attend a conference, and it's just what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what happens. I don't know, it sounded kind of quirky and random and interesting. It's not very long, so pick that up. Next we have Crimini, not quite sure. The Bitter Lemon book of Italian crime fiction, which is an anthology. So it's a bunch of short stories about Italian crime, like mafia stuff. I think there's some other things in here too. Sounded really interesting, so picked that up. Then we have Larklight by Philip Reeve, not to be confused with the notoriously iffy Light Lark, which is a book that is pretty notorious on BookTube for what I'm given to understand. It's all the wrong reasons. I haven't read it. But yeah, Larklight by Philip Reeve. He is the author of the Mortal Engine series, which is a steampunk series. This book seems to be some kind of like spacey sort of one, but the cover and the illustration on the back sort of give steampunk vibes. So I'm guessing it might be something in the vein of Disney's Treasure Planet, perhaps. Next we have A Celtic Miscellany, which is another anthology. This is of random Celtic, Irish, Gaelic, Welsh sort of stuff, I guess. I know there's Cuchulainn in here, who is a Celtic hero in mythology. Bardic poetry, laments and poems of love and nature. Yeah, bunch of Celtic things, because I really like mythology, and I'm in fact currently reading, among other things, a Flame Tree collection book on Celtic myths. So yeah, that sounds interesting to me. We have 3 Gothic novels. This is a collection of, well, what it says on the tin. It has Frankenstein, Vathek, and The Castle of Otranto. The last 2 I have not heard of. Frankenstein I've read an illustrated edition of that was like made for kids, but I don't know how faithful the text was. I'm guessing some stuff was probably omitted. So that was the main draw for this book, but you know, I like the 19th century and Victorian era and that sort of period. And I've read some other stuff. I read Dracula last year. I've read some Edgar Allan Poe, the Flame Tree Edgar Allan Poe collection. So hopefully I'll enjoy the other two as well. Oh, the last book in this bag was an accident. I already own The Dark Half. I thought I picked up The Dead Zone by Stephen King, but I guess I somehow grabbed the wrong one by mistake. This one's at least nicer than the copy I've got, so oopsie daisy. Don't know how that happened, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever done this, if you like to buy secondhand books. I know this isn't the first time I've accidentally bought a duplicate. Oops. So that is the end of the first bag. There is one more bag. This is not as big as my previous book haul videos, but if you are enjoying it so far, please like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already for more book hauls and books and reviews of the books in this video when I read them. Can't promise that'll be anytime soon given the size of my massive TBR. I really need to do a read what you own challenge. Perhaps I'll do that once the uni semester starts at the end of this month. Who knows? We'll see. It will not be easy to resist buying books if I do decide to do that. Maybe again, comment down below if you reckon I should do that. If you reckon I should torture myself to not buy any books till I've read some of them that I have. So grabbing book bag 2 of 2. So we have Morganville Vampires book 12, Black Dawn by Rachel Caine. We have Wentworth Hall by Abby Graham. This is early 20th century high society. It sounds interesting and something I'd be interested in. I'm guessing it's maybe a bit like Lux series, which I own but I haven't read yet. Again, TBR problems. I want to get to it, but so many books, so little time. Next we have Ghost Town, Morganville Vampires book 9 by Rachel Caine. I really like these covers with the shiny writing and these like flowery designs. I have a couple of books that don't match, which is really annoying, and those ones were at this bookshop, so I was like, oh man, why? I wish I hadn't bought those ones earlier, because didn't know that I was going to find them there. I haven't seen these new in bookshops for a long time, so yeah, it's really awesome to find a bunch of the ones that I was missing at the secondhand bookshop. It's going to suck seeing them all. They're not with the ones in the middle not matching. Next up is World Famous Strange Tales and Weird Mysteries by Colin and Damon Wilson. So a collection of anecdotes about weird historical stuff, from the Loch Ness Monster to the execution of Joan of Arc and Marie Celeste. That's just what it says on the back. There's going to be a whole lot more. So yeah, it sounds weird, and I like weird and random and possibly mysterious sort of things like that. Next we have Bite Club, Morganville Vampires book 10 by Rachel Caine. And Daylighters, Morganville Vampires book 15 by Rachel Caine. This one, The Great Automatic Grammatizator by Ronald Dahl. This is a collection of short stories. According to the back, these are aimed at teenagers to introduce them to Ronald Dahl's adult writing, which is interesting. I had never heard of this before. I read a lot of Ronald Dahl, or listened to a lot of Ronald Dahl audio books mainly as a kid, so yeah, this was interesting to find. I didn't know this existed. And yes, I am aware of the whole Roald Dahl reprinting books in modern format to correct some of the problematic things, and yes, I am angry about that. We shouldn't erase history like that. We should have a conversation about it, not just erase it. Luckily, I think you can still buy the books in the original form as like classic editions or something. Thank goodness, but ugh. So next is The White Horse of Zena and Other Stories by Michael Morpurgo, another childhood favourite. I listen to audiobooks by him. I've read a bunch of other books by him. Yeah. Not sure what these short stories are about, but it'll be good, I'm sure. I'm sure I'll like them. Michael Morpurgo is a fiction author, but his stories aren't like fantasy or anything, so yeah. Oh yeah, I think this is the last one. So last but certainly not least, this is the special one that you can't get anymore, and this is Stephen King's Bachman Books. So this is the collection of novellas, and yes, you can still buy it new, but this first one, Rage, will be omitted because, for admittedly very understandable reasons, Stephen King pulled Rage from print years ago. And I 100% understand why he would do this. And, you know, I would do the same thing, were I in Stephen King's shoes. But at the end of the day, this is a piece of Stephen King history. And as much as I don't agree with the content of the novel, knowing what it is, with Rage specifically, knowing what it's about, yeah, again, it's history. And like I said before with Roald Dahl, preservation of history is a thing that is important to me, preservation of media, and having conversations about it and why it's problematic and why we don't do these things anymore and how we got to that point, rather than just trying to sweep it under the rug and say, you know, we don't talk about this. Yeah, having a conversation about that is more meaningful. And again, this is a piece of Stephen King history, a piece of horror history, a piece of, you know, modern literary history. And so this was a really neat thing to find. If you go on Amazon and you try to find the Bachman books with Rage included, it was like $560 that I checked today. This I got for, it was $8 secondhand. So yes, this is a nice find, a historically significant find. And I will read Rage, even though I know it's extremely iffy. If you know what it's about, then you know. So with that way, that was all the books that I bought today. Some ones that I've been looking for a while, like as I said, Bachman Books. Just in general, I hadn't seen any Bachman Books edition for secondhand, so that was a lucky find that the first one I came across was the one with Rage in it. And also a bunch of those Morganville books that I have been looking for. I don't know if I own the whole series. I don't know if there are any missing, but I bought all the ones that were there that I didn't have already, so hopefully I have all of them now. Actually, I think there is a short stories one in that series, and I don't have that, so I'm missing that, but the main series itself, I think I have all of them now. So, thank you for watching my book haul. If you liked it, please like the video, and if you've read any of these books, and tell me what you think, let me know in the comments, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future book hauls and reviews of these books when I get to them. And also, again, let me know if you want to see me torture myself with a read what you own challenge. As always, thank you for watching, and do lots of maths, read lots of books, and I'm sure you'll have an awesome day.